Hello, folks. How are you? My name is June Planas, and I'm your host for today. Boo! Did I scare you? I meant to. Because today we're going to talk about the paranormal. There is a convention coming to Waterbury for the first time, and it's a paranormal convention. It's called Paraconn, and this is the flyer. And to talk about this is my guest, Charles.
How are you, my friend? June, so glad to be here.
Now, tell us about this Paraconn convention, paranormal convention, as a matter of fact. Boo! Did I scare you again? And I want to know, how did you get into this stuff? But tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah.
So that people would know.
It's coming up July 12th to the 13th, right here in town at Crosby High School.
Okay.
First time we're in the area and very excited. You know, we want to bring something special here.
Okay.
So we put together an event that we've been doing for a couple years in Sonia at the old Armory.
Okay.
But we have it in the summer there, and it's too hot. The vendors were starting to say, hey, Charles, you got to go someplace with this air conditioning.
Right.
And the city was nice enough to open the high school for us. So we're having an event that's going to bring together every realm of the supernatural. Right. We've got vendors who sell all this amazing memorabilia, and there's going to be psychics there to do readings for people, tarot cards, tea leaves, palm reading, you name it. They're great psychics, including Patty Griffin from Waterbury.
Right.
She's a very well-known psychic. She'll be there. And then, in addition, 30 plus special guests who are experts in every possible field of the paranormal, of horror, of supernatural, all that stuff. They're all going to be there. It's all positive.
Yeah.
You know, there's no demon. There's nothing negative. There's nothing. You said boo, and I know it's a good catch, but our thing is we want to entertain.
Right.
And we want to educate.
Right.
And what a fun event that's good for the whole family. Someone who comes, okay, they might come because they want to get their palm read.
Right.
They want to maybe see if they could speak to someone who's on the other side.
Right.
I don't know if it's possible, but
Let me ask you something.
yeah.
Paranormal.
Yes.
Paranormal, that includes ghosts,
Yes.
and spirits, which is, I guess, is the same thing.
Yeah.
Zombies.
Yeah, so everything's connected, you know.
Aliens?
Aliens, sure. I grew up being a monster kid. What's a monster kid? I used to read famous monsters of Filmland magazine.
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein, The Mummy, Dracula.
Yeah,
Those were my favorites.
yeah.
I used to build the models. I'd watch every movie that came out. So I loved that stuff. And to me, paranormal was always this, all right, well, I'm sure there's people who believe it, and that's their realm. But as I've gotten more immersed in the paranormal field, and I used to play the skeptic. I was the non-believer. I'm part of a paranormal team called the Shaman and the Showman. My partner's the shaman. I'm the showman. I want people to have fun. I want to do the entertaining. But as we go out and go to haunted houses and haunted homes and haunted businesses and theaters and church, well, I'm seeing results, so I know that there's more to it.
So you seen any ghosts?
June, I've taken pictures. So I'm not psychic. I don't have that third eye or the sixth sense. I don't. But people do, and I respect them. I always thought it was Looney Tunes, but I really, really do believe that people have these talents and these gifts, and I take pictures. That's my kind of talent. I've taken pictures of like a doorway. And you're supposed to take multiple pictures, and then in one picture there's a shadow figure,
right?
Or things like that have been what been my results,
right?
But as you asked, yes, zombies and horror, it's all connected. That's why my special guests, my two biggest guests, are John Zaffis. He's from Connecticut. He's the nephew of the Warrens. the famous Ed and Lorraine Warren, who were the biggest of the paranormal. The Conjuring movies are all about them. So John Zaffis is the godfather of paranormal. He's my local special guest with Patty Griffin, but we're bringing in a national guest. Oh, there we go.
This one right here.
Can we see who that is? Eddie Munster.
Yeah.
The original actor, Butch Patrick.
Right
Still
here.
alive. He's in his 70s. The great guy. He's coming to be part of the event. He'll be talking on stage, signing autographs, taking pictures. It'll be a chance for people to get up close with a real TV star, a real celebrity.
Yeah, I used to watch him when I was a kid, the Monsters, man.
So much fun, right?
Yeah.
Great memories.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
You say you taking pictures where you found like a shadow or something that wasn't there when you took the picture.
Right.
Okay. Now, I don't disbelieve on any other stuff, or I don't disbelieve, but I don't believe.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's fair.
I'm in the middle. I don't know. But I did when I was 13. Tell me this is paranormal to you. My grandfather, he used to travel a lot from Puerto Rico to the United States to work on the farms back in the day. I was 13 back in 1977, and I went to sleep. And when my grandpa used to go to Puerto Rico, and we used to he used to have us do the pimples in the back, bust them, and he used to give us bananas and shit, me and my cousins and stuff. So I was dreaming about that, and for some reason I woke up screaming. It was like scary to me. And my parents ran to the room, and what's wrong? And I told them about the dream. And as I was telling them, the phone rang, and it was news from Puerto Rico that my grandfather had died. Now my mom says that
Just gave me chills. My hair's standing up.
But my mom says that was him saying goodbye to me, that and I don't know if that's true, but I never forgotten how scared I was of just dreaming about that, and that wasn't even a scary dream.
That's I've heard that so much, that right before someone passes, there's either a phone call, a knock on the door, right? I've had situations where someone tried to get into a door and they opened the door and nothing was on the other side. That's a good thing.
How about smelling like the scent of somebody?
Of a cologne, of a perfume, of cigarette smoke of that person?
My mom died going on 22 years, and once in a while I could swear I could smell Chanel number 5.
That's a visit. That's a visit.
And my sister tells me, oh, yeah, I smelled it too.
Yeah.
10
years ago, I would have gone, yeah, sure, you did. Now I hear it so often, and it's so common that, that's a message. They're sending their love. They're saying, hey, we're still looking at you. We still care about you.
And that's paranormal?
Of course it is. Sure.
So how did you get into paranormal stuff? I mean, you go into spooky places.
I do.
Tell us about that.
So everything I did had nothing to do with paranormal. I ran a haunted house called Fright Haven, where people paid to get scared. All right, and for me, it was just entertainment, fiction. It was just a way to do part of my entertainment portfolio.
Right.
Beatles, I do this, I do that. So it was nice to scare people. I loved it. I do stand-up comedy. I've done acting. I DJ where I get people dancing. Nothing was as much fun for me as to see a grown man fly against a wall because I scared him. Really. Wow. So guy comes into the haunted house. And I'm the one who greets everyone. Then he goes, yo, dude, this place is haunted, And I go, and I'm thinking, sure, it's haunted. I made it that way. He goes, no. It's really haunted. Really haunted. I go, okay, well, this is what I would say to anyone who wanted to take my time, because I had to usher people in. See me afterwards. Because no one would wait till midnight to see me afterwards.
Right.
The show's over, right? Everyone's finished scaring. We packed up, locked the door. He's outside. Yo, dude. So
Yeah.
I said, well, what do you have in mind? He goes, can I do a paranormal investigation of this building?
Right.
So this is in Stratford. It used to be a movie theater. It used to be a Bally's gym. I don't think that it could be haunted.
Yeah,
I hear
right.
things at night, but they're normal sounds that you hear on the ceiling
and
and the roof.
at that time, you didn't believe it.
I had no inclination to believe in ghosts or paranormal or
Right.
anything. And he goes, can I do an event here? I go, what kind of event? He goes, well, I'll give you half the proceeds, rent me a room, whatever. And I hear, okay, it's a possibility you can make money. If he thinks he can sell it and I could have a guarantee, okay. He goes, I need a room where I can put in mirrors. I go, I have a room with mirrors. This used to be a gym. We go upstairs. I show him the room. He goes, this is perfect. Holds 50 people. Night of the event, we're sold out. Sold out. He's calls the show Proving the Paranormal. And he puts candles in front of every mirror, puts on ambient music, and put people in what he called a shamanic trance, where he talked, and I think it maybe had something to do with mentalism or mesmerism. I don't know enough about it at the time. Well, people walk out and they're blown away. Some people see their dead relatives in the mirror. Some people walking out saying they levitated in the mirror. And I'm thinking,
Did you see any of that though?
I saw nothing. So I'm just thinking everyone's nuts.
Right.
But it's sold out. I said, when can we do this again?
Yeah, right. Money, ching.
He goes, well, I want to get into some haunted places. Would you come with me to do it? And I come up with the name, The Shaman and the Showman.
Okay.
And I said, yeah, I'll do it. And he goes, well, there's no paranormal conventions in Connecticut. Well, I produced Beetle conventions in Connecticut since the late 70s. I'm an old guy. I've been doing this a long time.
Wow.
I'm very well acquainted with monster conventions, horror shows. I said, let's do it. Well, we plan it, and COVID hits. COVID hits big.
Wow.
So all the things I do, I can't do. I DJ for a living, I can't entertain. I book bands, I can't do that. I do tours. Everything I do, I can't do. So I'm working on this convention in the hopes that COVID will, well, we had it planned for a date when COVID ended, and it ended, and we had the event. We thought we'd have 100 people, 150 people. June, we had 2,000 people.
Wow.
I'm converted. I'm convinced.
You have believers.
But I'm not a believer yet. I'm
Right.
still the skeptic. So the Shaman and the Showman, I come out, and he talks about it, and I kind of poke fun at it.
Right.
And so that people who don't believe it, but they're on with the ride, they see me as the he's the para and I'm the normal. Right?
Nice.
Well, we start going on these events, we start doing conventions, and more it's smacking me in the face that people have the stories like you have, where they have a call from beyond, where we go to places and they put on this audio box. It's like a
Right.
ghost hunting equipment. And nothing happens on the first floor, nothing. We go up to this attic where the kids lived in this haunted place in Bristol. And clear as day, you hear, Thomas. That's my current shaman.
Oh shoot.
And I'm like,
You recorded it?
no,
Or you
the
heard
voice comes through. So it's like a white noise meter, and you hear sounds, and you hear static, and you hear bip, 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 like it used to change the AM radio.
There used to be a show called Taps.
Taps.
I think
Right.
I've seen what you're talking about.
It's a meter.
It allows the
Frequencies of audio.
them to talk to you.
Exactly, and the results that have come through on these
Wow.
these meters, and the shaman he's the real deal. I mean, he's an empath. He's got psychic ability. He was in criminology for 40 years.
I've never met nobody like that could do stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's all. This is all new to me.
Yeah. So it was new to me until I converted. I got to believe it because I do a lot of library appearances where we talk about the paranormal. I have a book out, and we talk about the book is True Ghost Stories of Connecticut.
Okay.
Where people gave me their actual true stories. I needed to, I wasn't going to let them make it fancier or more scary. I want the true stories. Put out the book, very successful. You can get it on Amazon. But I do library appearances.
Right.
First thing I do is I ask the crowd, 40, 50 people, I say, how many of you believe in ghosts? and every hand goes up. Well, how many of you have had a paranormal experience? 2/3, 3/4 of the room.
How many of
go
you
up.
had this? How many?
Everyone watching this, if you haven't, I bet you know someone who has had a paranormal experience. So with all this evidence, you're never going to get 100% evidence. You know, you can't get, do you believe in God or you don't believe in God? You believe in paranormal. I don't want to equate the two, but
Right.
in the same mental, you know, in that same wavelength, there's never going to be, I don't think, 100% proof, but there's more and more proof as we get older, as people don't see it as a goof
Right.
and all that.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little deep here, right?
No, I'm listening, man, because this is interesting, and this here, man, everything that you're talking about
Yeah, is going to be present.
is
It's
going
gonna
to be
there.
it's going to be there.
And people will have questions. Like our viewers are going to have questions about experiences they had. Well, they're going to have the experts there they could bounce it off of. They could say, "This happened to me. What do you think of it?" And they'll know better than I am. I'm a novice. I mean, I'm like an outsider in this
Yeah.
field.
See, since I was a kid, I love horror movies,
Yes.
science fiction,
Me
and stuff
too.
like that. But I've been to a Star Trek convention a long time ago in the
Yeah.
'80s, and but I've never been to one of these. I've never met people that do this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're the first, and it's intriguing.
Yes.
You know? It's intriguing, and I would love to be there. I would love to go. As a matter of fact, I'm going.
You're going.
Yes, and this is before I leave to Colorado. So
Can we do something really special for your viewers? I
what's
don't know
that?
if we have 10 people or 10,000, but listen to this. If you come to the door and you say, I saw it with June, admission is free.
Yeah, look at that! Oh my God!
All right?
So all you people that used to watch my show, Recovery Now, and June's Kitchen, this is for you.
You saw June on BCC TV, right? All you gotta do is show a Waterbury ID that you're from Waterbury,
There you
and
go.
you be my guest. But Crosby High School, Saturday and Sunday, July 11th and 12th. Doors, general public, open at noon.
Can you hold
Yeah,
that
yeah.
up?
Here
Can
we
you
go.
show that so they can see this?
Doors open at noon, goes till 5, 6 o'clock each day. It's the 5th annual Connecticut Paranormal Convention and True Crimes Convention. There's the website right there where it has all the information, paraconn.org, not .com. And it's Paraconn with 2 N's because it's Connecticut, of course. And hopefully everyone knows Crosby High School right on Pierpont Road here in town.
And that's Butch Patrick right there.
Butch Patrick, the original,
From the
original Eddie Munster.
Yeah.
He'll be there, and John Zaffis, the godfather of the paranormal, and all our special guests. These are just 4 of them because they're dear friends. Patty Griffin is from Waterbury, Joe Pedinino from Waterbury, Mr. Haunted, and Kenneth Drake is the psychic to the celebrities. He comes in from Los Angeles. But these are just, you're just seeing 6 of them, but there's actually over 30 who are going to be there. Plus about 75 vendors and food trucks, and a live band is going to be there from Houston, Texas. So it's a fun event. And, anyone who feels, well, they're dabbling in things they shouldn't be dabbling. No, it's not that. It's fun, and it's entertaining, and it's educational. It's informational.
And you don't want to miss this. You definitely, especially if you're into the paranormal or science fiction or anything like that.
Aliens, monsters,
aliens.
horror.
You don't want to miss this.
Who's this buddy behind us?
Yeah?
Who's this buddy on the screen behind us? That's what I'm trying to find out. You didn't know.
God, oh. No, that's what's his name, Michael Myers or
Oh,
something?
maybe one of those.
Or
But
it
it's funny.
could be this one right here.
You mentioned Michael Myers. People come to the show sometimes It's a cosplay. They call it cosplay. They
Yeah.
come in costume.
All right.
We've had aliens show up at this. We've had people in the full sheets with the two eyes cut
Right.
out, and they get into the spirit of it, and we welcome that. We
Well, I
think
got
it's fun.
mine. I got my mask on already. You know.
Peel it right off.
Yeah, it comes up. No, not yeah. I don't want you to see me, but no, I'm looking forward for this, man. This sounds incredible. You know, because I know there's a lot of people out there like me that are like, I'm not sure this is real, but
Yes.
I don't say it's not.
Yes.
And I'm curious. I wonder, you know. And when I hear people talk about like I saw a spirit, I saw this, or I saw my mom, or I saw my dad, you know, and they're deceased, I'd be like, wow, man, you know.
lot of-
People that saw aliens, you
Yeah.
know, that nobody believes, you know. Because this is something that there's too many people out there that don't believe in stuff like this. And when somebody says they do or they saw something that is undescribable,
Yes.
that's paranormal, right?
Yes.
And a lot of people are afraid to say something
Because people think they're crazy.
yeah, because people would, yeah. So my guest here, Charles, I'm glad you're here, and I'm looking forward to this. You don't want to miss this, folks.
I'm taking it away from you.
You don't want to miss this. This is,
Paraconn with 2Ns.org. May I?
and tell them the day and
Yes.
where.
Saturday and Sunday, July 12th through the 13th at Crosby High School here in Waterbury. Special guests, readers, vendors, psychics. Just fun. Say hello to me, and you can come in as our guest. If you say that you saw it on the channel here, that you heard it on June, and you show a Waterbury ID, free admission.
You heard that, folks? Free. All
Well,
you got to
that's
do
right.
is say you saw it. You saw it on my show, and show an ID that you're from Waterbury, and you get in free. So once again, I'd like to thank you, Charles.
Thank you so much. I know this
And-
is one of your final shows
Yeah.
here at the station. I'm honored to
Well,
have been on.
I'm hoping that when I go to Pueblo, I could continue doing this there.
Oh, great.
You know, but for now, this is my farewell as well, and I will see you guys right here. All right. So I want to say boo for the last time.